afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Quarantine Connect 2020. The purpose of this show is to make everybody happy and understand that it's not difficult to achieve a good status of happiness, even if there are challenging times and too many different things happening around us. Today, I have invited a great author of Dare to Be Happy. Her name is Hoda ElSoby. She's a great friend of mine, and today she will discuss and enlighten us about how she started with this idea of writing a book about happiness and helping people change their lives through it. So, hello, Hoda, how are you?
Hi, Nousheen. Thank you very much for having me today. It's really a great pleasure to be in the Quarantine Connect 2020 and to talk a little bit maybe about the current situation, about my book, about the concept of happiness as well.
Yes. So starting with the situation, how are you taking it? How does it feel to be always at home and just be there?
Well, considering the current situation we are all faced with, no doubt that there is the fear of the unknown, there is anxiety, there is stress. And some people may say, what does happiness has to do with COVID-19? Well, it has a lot to do because we are now experiencing a lot of negative emotion, and we need to counterattack this emotion with some positive emotions. You know that the term of happiness are mainly talking about positive emotion, traits like kindness, like compassion, like empathy, like cooperation, forgiveness, altruism. All these traits can counterattack all the negative effects of the situation we are in. The other thing I would like to highlight today is that wherever you are, just make sure you are there. I mean, wherever you are, make sure that you can be happy according to the situation. And I would like to repeat a quote of Thomas Friedman, the author of the well-known book "Thanks for Being Happy." Thanks for Being Late. Okay. And he always say that it is not about the bounce of the ball, but it's about your attitude toward hitting the ball. So that's what we all should be doing now: is how to deal with the situation. This situation we are forced in, and nobody could have imagined that 1/1000 millimeter only seen through an electron microscope can change our world upside down. So I think we have to deal with the situation in the right way, and wherever we are, we have to adapt, and we have to make ourselves as happy as possible. And maybe we find opportunities in the problem, maybe we find positive in the negatives. A lot of people already said that they stay more with their family, they got connected more. So
that is a source of happiness as well. When we spend more time with our family and we are in closer connection with the children, and we are enjoying the TV, the books, and different games together, and we are free. Like we are free from at least work for stress. Like the stress that was coming from work.
Exactly. And I think this is the time more than ever that we really appreciate things like being connected, whether it is virtually or being connected at home with our small family.
Yes. The other day I was thinking that God bless, we have all the technology available now. And we can reach out to each other no matter what the time is like and how things are around us.
Exactly. That's the positive of the internet or the technology today.
Yes, true.
That's the positive thing we can really feel, all of us.
Yes. So Hoda, you strongly believe that attitude can change the way we feel
100%.
About the situation and the circumstances.
Yes, 100%. It's all about even the science of happiness is talking about the science of happiness is a young science. It's not a long time ago, but it started in Harvard University, and it really put stress on the point that personal traits can make you happy. Your perspective about the things, how you look at the world around you, can make you happy. If you are being happy, kind, you are being compassionate, definitely you will lead a better life and you will reach better results. And this is also related to the well-being, the life satisfaction. This decreases the stress and can give a life more purposeful. I mean, it increases the sense of purpose and the sense of meaning in our life.
Great, great.
We talk about my journey. You were talking about the journey.
Yeah, I will first inform everybody that Hoda has been recently certified in the science of happiness, and she's graduated for it now. So definitely she is the happiness mentor, and we can always look up to her for any kind of help related to our status of happiness that we need, and in order to improve the quality of life that we are leading. So
yes,
Huda,
you are right, but I'd like to add one thing here.
Yes.
Is that other than the certificate, I'm a practitioner. I mean, I practice what I teach. I practice
amazing.
what I teach. It's not only theories. No, it is things that were tested. That I made the focus group. I made questionnaire. I made my own research till we reach a state where, I mean, everybody should be happy at the end by his own character and his own personality. There is a kind of person activity fit.
Okay.
The science of happiness. But this we will discuss later, maybe in the talk.
Yes, definitely. We have a talk coming up. You should be ready for it. It's going to be sometime around end of April. We are preparing. Before starting the show, we were talking about it, and we are very excited in meeting you there. And we believe it's going to be great interaction between you and Hoda, and we're going to learn a lot of things from her. So Hoda, tell us about your journey. How did you start? What brought this idea of writing about happiness? Because this is a common subject. I know it's a common subject, but a lot of people don't really understand what happiness actually means and whether their present state at any time of their life is of happiness or not. Sometimes we confuse happiness with excitement. We confuse happiness with achievement. We still do not understand that it's a different emotion, it's a different status, it's a different state of mind. So, as an expert, I would like to know, how did you start? Where did the journey take you? What were the discoveries that you made?
Well, let me first explain my journey, because it goes back to 20 years ago. I was graduated from the American University in Cairo in 1994. So 20 years ago. I remember very well, it was my second year at the university, and we were asked to write a paper about any topic that is of interest to us. We should make our own research, our own observations, our own questionnaires, focus group, whatever, but we come up with a paper. So can you imagine that I wrote about happiness?
At that time also?
Yes, I chose the topic happiness, and I remember very well, it was a 10-page paper. And even the title was The Search for Happiness or The Pursuit of Happiness, something like that. I don't really remember. But I quite remember that I got an A+, and we discussed my paper in the classroom, and it was taken as a reference in the library for whoever wants to talk about this subject or to tackle this subject.
Very impressive.
By that time, I wrote about many the greatest philosopher by that time, like from Socrates, Aristotle. They all talked about happiness. So I realized by that time that it is an eternal question. Why isn't it solved till now? Since Aristotle, we are talking about happiness, and today we are talking about happiness. And I think there is a more, maybe I wrote in my book a more contemporary definition or description of happiness in today's world.
Okay.
So yes, I think it's a very attracting topic, and it is really eternal, because we seems to always be seeking happiness all the way.
Who inspired you?
Sorry, I was talking about the beginning of my journey, and now I want to reach to when I wrote actually the book. That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yes, the first pen I put in the book was in 2017. Yes, where I realized that people have reached a very high status in life. They have achieved their monetary goals. They have achieved most of their dreams. But happiness seemed also always to be missing from the package.
Hmm.
So I realized there is a problem here, and there is a missing link here. Why, after we realized all our goals and we reach our target, why we are not happy? So here I found out that it is not a temporary kind of happiness. It is not. It's only a deceitful joie de vivre. We should be looking for another kind of happiness, a more stable happiness, an eternal happiness. It is not only to be happy now, but we should be happy forever. And that's what I was looking for in my book, Dare to Be Happy. The second thing I found about in our contemporary world, and this goes back to 2017, is that the word happiness seems to be there in everything we do. It is the highest, it is the strongest marketing tool. To sell anything, yes, we need to associate it to the happiness effect. We reach a stage where to sell a piece of chocolate, we need to associate it to the happiness effect. To sell anything, any experience, we need to associate it to the happiness effect. Here I realized that it is very important to dig more into this subject of happiness. If we talk about now word or today word, I think it is the fear factor. It is the fear which is the strongest selling point. You can sell anything if you make people fear. The fear of the unknown is becoming the strongest marketing tool and the highest selling point in today's world. So
in
I
the
think
present
it's not
situation,
happiness. It's not happiness in the
no. But Hoda, even if people are experiencing fear, and it has taken up a lot of strength, still the ultimate goal of everybody will be to overcome fear and achieve a status of happiness.
You are right.
So still we are all wanting, yearning, looking for ways that will make us happy. Even if we are scared, we still want to be happy. So still your theory and your research is much in demand. We still want it. We still want to know. We still want to know.
Yes. Okay, I want to talk about maybe the difference writing the book made to my life.
Oh, yes.
You know, before I write the book, I had a mentor. Her name is Natasha Denman. She always tell me it's not about the book itself. It's about the person you become by the other side of the book. And that really happened to me. After the book was released in December 2019, I became a totally different person. Really.
It changed you.
Yes, it changed me. Some people tell me you are the happiness expert, so your happiness meter should be 10 over 10. The truth is that I'm a normal person. My happiness meter was always between maybe 7 to 8. But after writing the book, after getting certified with the science of happiness, I think my happiness is now more consistent and it is becoming more stable. It's not up and down. Before that, when I was in my 20s, when I get a new car, my happiness meter goes up and then it goes completely down. Even down, then it started. When I get a new house, it goes up. When I get promoted at work, it goes up and then it goes down. It only takes 2 hours, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and my happiness meter goes completely down. So now I can claim with full confidence that my happiness is consistent, my happiness is stable, and I think my happiness is, as the last chapter in the book, it is talking about eternal happiness. And I think my happiness is eternal because it is true happiness. It has to do with the human side of life, not the monetary side of life. It has to do a lot, of course, with spirituality, with satisfaction of what you have, with the flow, reaching the flow stage where you love what you do and you do what you love. It's a combination of a lot of things, actually.
True. So in order to get a consistent reading on our happiness meter, we need to discover our inner strengths. And what else do you say?
For the happiness meter,
how can we consistently retain a status on our happiness meter?
Yes, I'm actually preparing this for my workshop. because we are doing kind of person activity assessment. So it has to do with the person. If you are extrovert, it is different. Your happiness sources will be different from the introvert person. Your interests, what are your interests? A lot of aspects are included in the study. But all we can say is that it has to do with the positive emotion that you as a person have. It has to do with the life satisfaction meter that you have. And this will increase the well-being. This study will increase the well-being, will decrease the stress, and will definitely increase the meaning in life. And that's the lifelong happiness. It's to have a meaningful life, to lead a purposeful life, to do something that really leads to something.
So it means that if I want to be eternally happy, my life should have its purpose clearly defined, and I should be working towards it.
Definitely. To have a meaningful life is all it takes to have a happy, an eternal happiness life. Definitely, in one word, to have a meaningful life.
Great.
But the science of happiness anyway is making, is tracking your activities, your daily activities, as a way to try to increase the positive emotion and to increase the normal, so that your happiness is consistent. And whenever you revert back to some sadness, events which we cannot avoid in life, we all have our ups and downs, but the science of happiness can make your happiness more stable, and can make it easier for you to revert back whenever you are sad, to revert back to the threshold of happiness that you have.
Okay, all right, I got that. So Hoda, I'm going back to my question again. Who inspired you? Who inspired you to write about happiness and research about it?
It's myself. As I told you, since I was 20 or 21 years old, this was the topic I was looking for. Because I noticed that whenever I realized one of my goals, whenever I realized one of my dreams, after a very short period of time, I revert back to a level of happiness which is not very high. I mean, when I was 20, 21, 22, 23, whatever goal I realize, I work in the company I want to work at the post I want, I have an increase in salary, really my happiness goes very high, but it decreases also very high. Even till now, if I buy a new bag, a brand bag, for example, I'm very happy, but after I wear it once, twice, then it became a very normal sequence in life. I mean, I'm no longer happy. On the contrary, I'm even sad than before I bought the bag. When I get a new car, then you get used to it. It's not me, it's everybody. When you buy a new car, after a day or two, you get used to the car. So it no longer stimulates the happiness in you or the enthusiasm, and you are looking for other cars. Maybe there is a new model, maybe there is a better car, there is a more expensive car. So you enter in a loop that really is a vicious circle.
Yeah,
It
because
will not get you anyway. It will not get you any way better.
Because your material possessions do not give you lasting happiness. We all need to discover it inside us.
Exactly. And unfortunately, the world of today, we are more and more becoming more materialistic. And we are staying away from the human side. And I think this is the opportunity for us in the current situation to find our roadmap back to happiness.
Yes, I agree.
Use maybe the collective power that we have now in the situation in the post-pandemic world, to use this collective power to change our world for the better.
Because we have all the time now for ourselves. We don't need to go to office every day.
And I think really, Nousheen, the antidote is to connect. The I is to replace the I with the we. The I has led us to a road of unhappiness. So I think the road to happiness now is defined in the we.
In the we, in the collective group work.
The collective power, because I think individualism has led us to unhappiness, frankly speaking.
I agree with you.
And we are realizing this now more than ever. More than ever, we are realizing this.
Yeah. You know, Hoda, this is the reason we are like people like yourself and myself are working so hard in connecting with everyone, building a tribe, helping people grow. Because we believe that it has to be we, not just one person who grows. So
Exactly.
if everybody around us is also rising at the same pace as we do, we all are the winners. And we all experience the ultimate happiness we are working for.
Definitely, I totally agree with you.
So, Huda, where can we find the book?
The book can be found, first of all, since we are in a virtual world and online is now booming.
Yes.
The book, you can find it directly in Amazon.com, and it ships in 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
I will put it in my website as well, so I can ship it directly, or you can deal directly with me. And the book itself, the physical book, exists everywhere. It's in
All the
Borders,
bookstores.
all the bookstores everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
In
Even
all
Amazon.
of the Emirates? In all of the Emirates?
Yes, and in Egypt as well. And otherwise, it is everywhere in the whole world online. Amazon can print the book and distribute it in UK, in United States, everywhere. Whenever it is, they put it in stores there. So the physical book also exists. And I have the new book. It's the This Is Dare to Be Happy, the first book.
The
And
English
now I
version.
have Arabic book for those who want to read in Arabic. I have this book. It is للسعادة وجوه أخرى. So it is the
Okay, great. We are so happy. There are two versions now.
I can send the Arabic book because it is not yet in stores since the pandemic happened. So it is online. Mainly, you can get it from my website, or you can send me an email for the Arabic book. But the English is already online.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. We are so happy that we can get the book in both languages. And for the Arabic book, we can always write directly to Huda. His email address is coming down, and we can get it from her. And she's also available on LinkedIn and Instagram. So, Huda, if I want to reach you on LinkedIn, what is it?
My LinkedIn is Hoda ElSoby, and my Instagram is ElSoby Hoda. And I have the fan page also, Hoda ElSoby, so you can always reach me there. And
are you on Facebook? Are you on
sorry? Facebook is Hoda ElSoby. I have a page on Facebook, yes. I would like to give you a bonus at the end. If we are finishing now, the bonus I would like to give to all audience is that there is an application. Maybe I show it to you on the mobile called Happify. This application track your positive emotion every day, every day, and then it can give you kind of report at the end of each week or at the end of each month, telling you what you should do more to increase your well-being and your life satisfaction. So I think it is very useful. It is very nice. You can download it for free. And if you want any advanced procedure in it, then you have to pay. But the download is free. The reports are free. The tracking of your positive emotions also are free.
Wow.
So I think this is a point where we can start here. It's very nice, very practical. It's in your mobile. It's a nice idea as a start.
Yes, it is. I'm excited to use it.
A good start to the path to happiness.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And we all look forward to the workshop, which is coming up on probably end of the April, in which Hoda will help us assess our level of happiness. She will guide us how we can improve our happiness status, right?
It will be a webinar since we cannot meet face to face.
Yes, it will be.
So yes, we agree on the time and confirm by the end of this session.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much, Hoda.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And
I was about to say the same.
Yes, and praying all the way that our world will be a coronavirus free soon, inshallah.
Yes.
And life return to its normal domain. But we will be much stronger and we will leverage on the power of the collective more we started already to appreciate very small things, like playing with our kids, like laughing from the heart, like having a good night's sleep, like having a good maybe a talk with one another.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and it was a great pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Same to you.